What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Sheehan Show. Me, Sean Sheehan, here on Sherdog.com. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by the Welsh Gangster, Oban, Elliott, who doesn't have a fight coming up yet, that we know of anyway. Maybe he has, we'll talk about it in a second. But I said I'd get you all on. Well, we were supposed to do an interview, what was it, about 5 weeks ago now at this stage, and that didn't end up happening. And then you were supposed to fight the next week, and that didn't end up happening.
Yeah,
and
6 weeks was this? 5? Mate, it's all blurred into one. I can't fucking remember now.
But so tell us what happened. So you obviously the fight was supposed to happen with Jonathan McAuliffe. A couple of days before it comes out that you aren't able to fight, and you put out a statement obviously afterwards saying you were sick and stuff beforehand, and you were in Australia for a good while after it, weren't you? So tell us from the very start. So like it was about a week before, obviously we were supposed to do the interview, and you were so sick before that you weren't able to do that, and then you were still sick weeks afterwards. It must have been really, really bad. Give us a story from, I suppose, second one until where we are now.
Yeah, so obviously we were meant to do the interview, and I at that point I thought like I was rough, like in the morning, really rough in the morning. But then I don't know, lemsip, fucking cold and flu and everything else. You just kind of just power through. Obviously, it's a weird one because you're right at the end of the camp, so you don't give, when you feel like shit, you don't give it that much respect. Like you're super dieting and everything else. So, but obviously, yeah, I just sounded so rough. It would have just been stupid to do fucking interviews when you sound like that. So let me take them out of the fucking car. Yeah. So and then yeah, we flew out there. And I just felt rough, but I didn't think anything of it. Like I said. And then I landed there. Then it's like a case of, okay, jet lag, long flight, whatever. But then the Sunday, so I got there Friday evening, late afternoon, evening, something like that. And then the Sunday, we left it Saturday because I felt so rough. And we were just, good sleep, rest. You'll be sound tomorrow. Positive. Everything's, you'll be sound.
Yeah.
But then I trained the Sunday. I tried to train the Sunday, and it was just like I was breathing through a fucking straw. And, I'm like halfway, like during the rounds, I'm like coughing greens, fuck the hotel is, spitting on the floor of the hotel. Carry on, spot. Boom, 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 and, then I'll just blow my nose. I had a little sauna. I thought, maybe just a bit of fucking flight congestion, surely not. I wasn't too alarmed then. And then I tried going for a little run on the Monday morning, and then I was like, this is fucked. I need to rest. So I walked home, walked back to the hotel, and just in bed the whole day on the Monday. And that's when I started to get a little bit panicky. I was a bit like, fuck, So the Tuesday, obviously in fight week, all fighters will say the same, like the days, even though it's a week, but it's like Monday morning, Monday evening, Tuesday. It's like each one of them parts of the day is like a day in itself. It's dragging that much. So I'm sat there Monday evening thinking, don't panic, just go. Buy loads of fisherman's friends for the media day tomorrow, so I'm not fucking phlegming everywhere, and just battle on. You'll be fine. And then I wasn't fine. And the doctor said to me, he said, "Fisherman's friends, have you got a bit of the fucking flu?" And I said, "Nah, mate, they're just my favourite sweets. They help me to weight cut." And then when he came back in my room, the end of the week when it all went tits up, he went, I knew people didn't eat fisherman's friends just for the fucking sake of it because they're fucking disgusting. He was, but yeah, so look, it is what it fucking is, mate. And then yeah, look, Tuesday was what it was. Wednesday, fucking bed down, mate. And I really did think, I didn't want to admit to myself the whole time. I thought I'll be fine now. The UFC, when I got there, give me. I said, look, I'm not feeling well. What can you give me? Because of the USADA and that. Because like in competition, different things are banned, and whereas out of competition, you can take like, you know, even as things as cold and flu. You know, so they were like, oh, please don't take this. You need to take this. And I was like, well, I'll be all right. And yeah, you'll be fine. And then it was just double dose, triple dose, quadruple dose. And then they were like, fuck me. Okay, we'll send the doctor in. And then he just listened to my lungs and he said, mate, you're not fucking fighting. And then, oh, mate, it's still a fucking touchy subject, I'll be honest. I'm so fucked off about it. And then, Thursday evening, they come in then and just kind of, and then, yeah, they ring me in the morning. Shaky rings me in the morning. He spoke to the UFC, the fight's off. And then, yeah, fucking crying my eyes out, devastated. And just to top it all off, I had a load of fucking dipshit Australians saying I was full of shit. So, what do you do, man?
Yeah.
And then obviously this week is my second back training, and it's just, I'm happy to be back on the mat, but mate, I feel, just considering I was fighting fit the other day, you know, I felt better after a week on the piss and going back on the Monday morning. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't want to get into too much details. I'll be fine soon, but it's just one of them. It was a nasty illness, and yeah, fucking nightmare.
I know you put out that you were there for like, you couldn't go home for like a week after the day the fight was supposed to be on.
5 days.
Like, did you end up going to hospital? I know you said you don't want to go into details or anything, but like, it sounds like you pneumonia or like something really bad like that. Was it a case of going to hospital, or were you at home kind of recuperating? What way was it?
No, it was, he gave me these, he gave me the antibiotics that treat pneumonia and just put me on a 6-day course instead of a 3-day course. So I just lay there and let the antibiotics do the work and got cabin fever. And they just, they checked in on me. And then once I finished the course of antibiotics, he checked in on me a couple of days later and said, if you feel all right, don't be surprised. He basically said, what you got to think of is, because I was like, I still feel awful, you know? Like, never mind being in a state to fight. I can't believe people are that thick. But I still felt awful, you know, day to day, walking up and down the fucking corridor of the hotel. So I said to him, you know, should I go in kind of thing? And he just said, the doctor said, basically, think of it like a cyclone has hit. So imagine a cyclone has hit a town and then all the debris is there left after, you know, that's what my lungs are like now. Were like. Hopefully, you know, this will just be a bad dream, and yeah, it's just super frustrating, man. Jesus Christ.
So like, I suppose the one part where you left out maybe, and you were talking about the flight, but you were going from Wales to fucking Australia, which is you know, if it was in Manchester or London or something, at least, you know, you'd be able to pop home, recuperate there and everything, wouldn't be, but like stuck. And was anyone able to stay with you for those 6 days? Were the people?
Yeah, that's what I mean. My family and friends come over, and then they got on the plane thinking the fight was on, and when they landed, the fight was off.
Oh God!
So thank God they were there. But oh mate, I'm just so pissed off about it all. But look, you know, I try not to be too. I'm not down in the dumps. I just try not to be too like. You know, there's no point catastrophizing it. Like, I'm still alive. You know, I don't have a bad life. I'm fucking mint on the guitar.
You are, in fairness. So, yeah. I was.
You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you to play the guitar if you were at home.
It's just annoying. You know?
Yeah.
And people. And I feel like, you know, people saying, just, oh man, mate, when I get in the cage next time, I'm ripping someone's fucking head off, put it that way. So.
Did it make it worse? Because like this is kind of, obviously we'll talk about the Cole fight in a minute, but like this was the comeback from the Cole fight, which again you were supposed to fight someone else, short notice, you ended up fighting this guy, obviously the fight didn't go great, and now you're like, okay, I'm back, another tough opponent in Johnny McAuliffe, I'm about to get back on track, and then it's kind of ripped away from you again.
Mate, I've got the sourest taste in my mouth about that fight in fucking Azerbaijan, you will not believe.
Why? Is it just, like, the opponents were very different, weren't they? Like, going from Brahimite to Cole.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. That is what it is, mate. I got beat fair and square. But you know the one thing that's fucking pissing me off about that one? That they didn't even give me a walkout, mate, and that fried my head like you would not believe. Like I was like, what? Then they walk us to the cage, and I'm like, obviously fight days, like, but you have this whole idea in your head, you know where you know how it's gonna go. You're gonna do your shakeout in the morning. Yeah. Your head's gonna be fucking fried all day. Then you're gonna go downstairs to the bus. They're gonna check your weight. You're gonna go in the changing room. You're gonna get drug tested or you're not. And then you're gonna wrap your hands. You're gonna warm up. Then they count you down 10, 9. You know that's. And then they said, okay, you're walking out in 5 minutes. And I was like, here we go. And then they run in and said, oh, we're short on time. You're not going to walk out. Quickly come with us. Quickly come with us. And it was just all over the fucking place. It was literally all over the place. Like they said, say goodbye to you. They Vaseline me in the changing room because they were short of time. Then they said, say goodbye to your team now because you can't touch them again. So I was like, see you later, boys. You know? And my coach Carl wasn't there, and that fucked my head up. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato. Look what happened when Cus wasn't there. So Carl wasn't there because he couldn't make it because the fucking fight got changed. So anyway, that was bad enough. And then the whole no walkout thing, and I was like, my head was fried going into this fight as it fucking is. And now you're doing this. And then they walked out the cage, they threw me in, and I turned to the corner and said, what do we do now? Wait for the adverts. And then I hear Bruce Buffer going, fighting out of the blue corner. And I was like, oh my God, we're on. And then I was trying to get in the fucking zone, you know? And like, the guy was fighting as great as he is, absolute machine. He doesn't know any different. It was his UFC debut. Yeah. I know what it's like to make a UFC debut, you know? I'm thinking, you know? And it just really, really, really caught me off guard. And I felt the whole fight, I could not fucking, my head was scrambled. And it was only until the last round, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the octagon, you know? Because the whole walkout thing, it kind of like, it just felt like I was in the gym. I was in like a different gym. I can't explain it, mate. It was so fucking strange. So that happened. Then obviously I lose, mate. I can take a fucking loss like a man. But the reason the sourness in my mouth about that fight is the whole bullshit before. The visa doesn't come back on time, then my coach can't come, and then then it's all fucking tits up, and the bombs are going off in Iran. And then, oh, mate, right at the end, there had to be the last bit of bullshit right at the end. And I was like, my head was fucking fried. And then when I walked out the cage, mate, I was like, that is fucking bullshit. Book me again fucking right now. Fucking no way, you know? And then obviously then we get the fight in Perth and look what fucking happened. So now I'm just fucking furious talking about this, mate. Yeah.
Is it one of those things, like I've heard fighters talking about it before, it's like, you know, like Kieran Clark here, he's had like 6 fights in a row and all of his opponents have pulled out, and he's like, at this age, I'm just going to stop preparing for lads. Like, you know, I'm just going to be ready for whatever. Is that kind of your mindset after that fight? Like, I'm not preparing for a walkout. I'm not prepared for the day. Whatever happens can happen.
Yeah.
You think it wouldn't be that case with UFC?
Yeah, it's you're constantly learning. Like, people have gone through worse, but I'm just saying my personal experience. Jesus fucking Christ. I felt like saying, no, stop. I wasn't ready. Do it again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was speaking to my auntie and uncle about this last night. I was just like, you know. And I just thought, at least I get to go and fight now. And then they said, Perth, 6 weeks. Fucking great. I absolutely destroyed my back the day after I said yes to the fight. So the whole training camp, my back was completely fucked. But I was fighting.
Yeah.
Because I was that desperate to right the wrong. No fight.
What if let's say you had gotten to the Wednesday and the elements had cleared up? Would making weight have been an issue then? Because obviously the back was sore for the whole thing. Then you weren't able to train properly and all because of it. Like, would it have even happened even if you'd gotten better late in fight week?
I was 177.9 on the Thursday. I could have made weight that day.
Right. So it must be extra devastating then, the fact, like, everything.
But mate, people were like, he was going to miss weight. He was this, he was that. Like, there was, that's why, because like, the amount of bullshit I read.
Yeah.
That's why I just wrote everything out on the Instagram post, you know? I would have made weight fucking sound. It was the easiest weight cut ever because I've never, it was the easiest fight week diet ever because I've never felt so uninterested in eating because of how rough I was.
That makes sense.
It was a piece of piss.
Obviously, we're a week after Aspinall happening here. Did you kind of understand what he was going through as well? Like, a lot of people saying, this guy is after pussying out of this with after an eye poke and all. Did it all kind of come back after that?
I wrote like 2 or 3 tweets out and just deleted them because I couldn't be bothered for all those retards to start fucking messaging me. They've only now just got off my back. But and do you know what the maddest thing is? They're talking shit about the heavyweight champion of the world as if he could, like, I've seen like the odd fucking, I've clicked on like a UFC's fighter name who's like I haven't heard of, and it's like UFC bantamweight, UFC featherweight, and I'm like, you're talking shit about the UFC heavyweight champion who you could very well bump into, and he could sling you over a fucking building. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, it's a mad one.
Yeah, he's gonna sit out. He's going to sit out since last July waiting for John Jones. Then he's going to fight Sherdog. And then, he's just going to blag an eye poke then. Yeah, of course he fucking is. Do you know what I mean?
What do you have a timeline for coming back now, or are you just playing it by ear?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be, I was overly optimistic. I thought it was going to be December. It's not going to be December, mate. I don't want to go saying I'm all crippled and that. I'm in my second week back training, and just day by day at the minute trying to get back to a suitable level where I can go, okay, we're good. Because if I go too hard too quick now, first of all, there's only so hard I can fucking go at the minute. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. But if I go too hard too quick, I could just run myself down. Like, my immune system's on the floor at the minute. So, I want to say January, or, I want to as soon as I can. But without being an idiot,
yeah. Like, you, obviously, we've spoken before about your run through Cage Warriors, and obviously you took a couple of losses there, 2 out of 3 fights. And then came back and got to where you got to, obviously, for that unbelievable fight with James Sheehan before you went to the UFC and won 4 in a row on Cage Warriors. And, like, you've spoken about that before, being like, changing your career and turning around. Is this one of those things? It's really terrible at the time, and it's only one loss, obviously, but it almost feels like a loss. The second one, it was even more devastating nearly than the last. Does this feel like a thing like, okay, this is a point to actually reset and come back again, and it gives you that extra bit of motivation to even, get better and get back to the place you are and above it?
Yeah. Nail on the head. And like when you say like it's not that bad, because it isn't that bad. I mean, I've lost one fight in like 4 years. It was a decision
Yeah.
loss where I took like zero damage, and when you look at it, yeah, but what's really happened to me that's so terrible? It's terrible for me because I love to fight and I want to fight. Like I was heartbroken I couldn't fight Jake Matthews in Sydney, yeah, on February the 8th, because my ankle was destroyed after the Basel fight. I couldn't. So then that was like off to a shit start, and then it's like the visa, then Azerbaijan, and then this. So this year's just really done my head in. Funny enough, I was just speaking to Shay about it literally just now, Shay and Cam. But this is just a time to just reflect a little bit. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's bad for me. It's frustrating for me. I feel like I'm dealing with it really well. Not sitting here feeling sorry for myself. There's people going through a lot worse. And I'm so excited to just. Oh God, man! It's always so sweet, you know. Like I've done it. I've done, like you said, I've already done it, and it tastes so much sweeter when you're like, "Ha! I fucking told you," you know.
Yeah.
You silly cunts. Do you know what I mean? So it's just to get another case of that. Like,
I remember we were talking before about like there was a lot of negativity around the Philippines fights and everything like that, and then you go on that win streak. And it's, the best in the world. I remember we talked when you got to the UFC and everyone saying it again, and you're like, yeah, but like there'll be at some stage when the people turn again, because we see with everyone. You obviously were training a little bit with Ian Gary, and you saw it with him where people turn bad in him and then good, good first, bad again. Are you kind of getting used to that, or do you ever get used to that madness?
I basically I feel like I said this really well. I had everybody blowing smoke up my ass for 4 years, right? Then I drop a decision against a very good guy, and everybody is calling me shit. Yeah. If I cared when everybody was blowing smoke up my ass, I would care when everybody calls me shit. I appreciate nice comments, don't get me wrong, but I don't really care, because you're just looking at the next best guy on the fucking scoreboard, and look at this guy, everyone's raving about him. I do not care. One bit. Never did. Never, ever did. And luckily, I got used to it early on, because early on, it when it first happens, it's a big shock to the system. You realise, oh my God, everybody just fucking dropped you like that. Numb to that now. I'm nearly 28. Don't care. Literally don't care. My family, my friends, my team are all with me. You're with me.
I'm always here. The good times and the bad times,
Yeah, so look, it's really not that bad, mate. Like, fuck me. What did that Mauricio Rufy just lose to?
Oh God,
he just lost one. He lost as well. Sorry.
Yeah. So was it Anthony, or am I gone mad?
Yeah, no, maybe it was. So what? What is he? 3 wins, 1 loss in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Does his life look that bad?
No.
And what am I in the UFC? 3 wins, 1 loss in the UFC.
Yeah, there you go.
Sick on the guitar. I'm all right, mate. I'm just fucked off at the minute because I want to go and fight. But it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Shit happens.
I want to ask you about a couple of more positive things, I suppose, before we get to
Well, we had to get to the bottom of that.
We did. Is this your first interview? Can I put up like Oban Elliott breaks his silence? I've always wanted to do one of those interviews,
Yeah, go on. Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, I haven't spoken to anyone else.
I like that. Yeah. You mentioned Shay Ingram there. People don't know Shay is a guy coming through in Cage Warriors at the moment, and a guy I looked at in one of his first fights. I think he's pro debut. I was like, oh, this guy is good. It feels like you've kind of taken him under your wing a little bit. Tell us a little bit about Shay and your relationship with him.
Shay, so I first met Shay because we moved to England, and my mother lives in a place called Malvern. Shay lives in a place called Worcester. So I first met Shay when he was like 10 or 11, and there was Trojan Free Fighters. Worcester was one of the stops off on the train. So I went there every now and then when I had the money and that, and paid my fucking fee, and there was Shay. We kept in touch since then. We've literally kept in touch since then. I went to uni. He came down training with me. I moved back to Merthyr. He come and train with me. I've gone and trained with him. He comes and trains with me. And then he's been my main sparring partner since I've been in the UFC. And before you know, a lot of people maybe knew his name. And he is the man. He's the man. Like, everybody loves to go like, oh, I'm going to Kill Cliff just to train with a load of other UFC fighters and that, just so they can put it on the Instagram stories or whatever. Not running Kill Cliff down at all. I'm just saying that's what people think. Oh, if I'm on the mat with a load of other UFC fighters, I'm on, you know what I mean? Or UFC, PFL, blah, 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 blah. But I've always believed in Shay, and I've always believed in myself. So if I know I'm doing good, and Shay's only like 8 and 9-0 amateur, I don't go, oh yeah, it's because I'm only doing well because he's a 8, 9-0 amateur. I know he's good too because he beats me up just as much as I beat him up since he was 15. So I'm so glad everybody's starting to learn his name. And yeah, for the last fight, I was fighting Southpaw, and Shay trains at Subzone with Cam, and there's a lot of Southpaws up there. So then I was like, well, Shay's been coming down to me all the time, but I'll go up there. And now I can stay at my mother's house and go 3 times a week and get that in. And he's the man. He's the fucking man. And we have conversations about, like, I literally said to him on the phone earlier, I was like, mate, can't wait for this next fight because he's fighting November the 22nd in Cage Warriors. And he said, I'm going to put my name on the map for this one. And I said, mate, anybody who can read a fucking map can already see your name. You're just waiting for all the other bandwagon dipshits to notice it. You know what I mean?
That's 100%, yeah. So
he's an absolute phenom, Shay. Absolute phenom. And he's as loyal as they come. And and he's just gonna, I don't want to put too much pressure on him by saying nice things about him, but I say it to his face, he's going to go to the fucking top 1,000,000%.
I love it. You're like Harry Redknapp talking about Frank Lampard there or something. I like it. Last thing I want to ask you, Flex Lewis. Well, I know you've been training with him. What's it like having him around? Like a guy who's gotten to the very top of his world, I suppose. What's it like being around him and another Welsh legend? That's a funny one. He's like a mentor. You know, he's got to the top of his world. Advice gives me like real, I don't want to say niche advice. Like, you know, it's stuff that only people who've got to the top of their world know, I guess. So, Flex is the man. I trained arms with him the day after I got signed to the UFC, after that fight with Brito. We were training arms. I had 2 pints of Guinness before I went and trained arms. And he said he was going to put it on his YouTube, but he didn't because my arms were better than his that day. No way. I don't believe that. Yeah, he fucking did. No, I love that. He's like, what is he? It's hard to explain what he is. He's like I don't know. It's hard to put it into words. He's like the fucking messiah when it comes to success, you know? Yeah. So, and he's just like us, grew up on the Council Estate and made all his dreams come true. And it's great to have ideas off him and yeah, just give each other shit like any other mate does, you know? I love it. Well, from one Council Estate to another, Oban, thank you very much for the time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, mate. And hopefully, I was going to say, hopefully, you know, it's not too long till you get a fight book, but maybe it'd be better off if it was a little bit of a while and you got one booked. Look, I'll be fine, mate. I'm like I said, I'm bulletproof in my head at the minute, you know. And I'm just annoyed in a good way. Eager to get back and fucking the fire is it's burning me, let alone just you know, what's that saying about fire? The fire's burning. Yeah, that's the one. You get the fucking gist. I get the gist. But yeah, yeah, it's time to be back, mate. It'll come.
It'll come.
Oban, thank you very much for your time. Thank you to everyone for listening. We'll see you all next time. Good luck.